Hola clase, vamos a hablar sobre algunas preposiciones. Hay muchas preposiciones en el idioma de español, pero hoy vamos a enfocar a las 6. De, desde, en, entre, hasta y sin. Primero, de. Hay muchos significados de. The most popular one in my opinion is probably when talking about origin. A common question is, ¿de dónde está? And then you respond with, soy de Arizona, soy de Mexico, etc., etc. It's also used to show possession. It's kind of the English equivalent of apostrophe S. So you can say, el libro de Susana, or Susanna's book, or the literal translation, the book of Susanna. It's also used to show description, el hombre de 40 años, so the 40-year-old man. Contents, el jugo de naranja. That just means the juice of orange, but we know it translates to orange juice, right? La persona de atrás, so the person in the back. That's talking about position, and then also material. El recipiente de vidrio, so the container of glass, or the glass container, is what it would mean. También, it also has idioms that are equivalent in English. So we've got de cierta manera, in a certain way, de paso, on the way, de pie, standing up, de repente, suddenly, de todos manos, in any case, de vacaciones, on vacation, de vuelta, back, and there's plenty of other ones. Un ejemplo de aquí, de repente la jueza entró en el tribunal y todos se pusieron de pie. Suddenly the judge entered the courtroom and everyone stood up. Luego we have desde, that expresses direction, from, and time, since. Un ejemplo, la candidata viajó desde Florida hasta New Mexico. So the candidate traveled from Florida to New Mexico. And then, no hay manifestaciones desde el lunes. There hasn't been any protests since Monday. So that's how we would use desde. And then it can also be used when talking about en el pasado, desde niño fue, when or since I was a child. Luego tenemos hasta. Hasta, some significados, pero not as many as de. So it can mean as far as, until, up to, and then it can be used as an adverb, meaning even, as much as many as, and including. I've got two examples. The first one's pretty fácil, pero the next one, Mateo tiene que estudiar hasta 5 horas al día. So Matthew has to study up to 5 hours, and that's the one used for quantifying. But the other ones you've seen probably more of. Tenemos en. En tiene muchos significados, como de. It can mean in, onto, in, on, by, at, and even some other less common ones, but mainly these ones. Popular example, el libro está en la mesa, so it's on the table. Se encontraron en el museo, they met at the museum. El profesor entre en la clase, the professor went into the classroom. And escribí todo en mi cuaderno, I wrote it down in my textbook, my notebook, sorry. También, it also has some idioms or adverbial phrases as well that it is used for in English. So, en cambio, which can mean on the other hand, or also, or encontraré against, en cuanto a, en fila, in a row, en realidad, actually, en serio, seriously, en tren, en bicicleta, en avión, positioning, so, or using, I guess, en vano, en vain. An example has two. Un ejemplo, en realidad, yo nunca he estado en contra de ese partido. So actually, I've never been against that political party. So actually and against. Entre usually means between and among, so muy fácil. Un ejemplo, ¿cuál es la diferencia entre esto y esta? There's that, un mano y un mono. And then the other, among, no debemos entrar en el conflicto, es mejor que lo resuelvan entre ellos. So we shouldn't enter the conflict. It is better that they resolve it among themselves. So kind of more of a positioning. Pero, entre is not followed by ti y mi como otras preposiciones. En cambio, instead, it uses tú y yo. So, un ejemplo, entre tú y yo, creo que la mayoría de las religiones, etc., etc. So, between you and me, entre. And la última preposición, sin, just muy, muy fácil, without. And it's often followed by a noun, but it can also be followed by a verb, as long as it's in the infinitive form. Un ejemplo of the first with noun, no veo nada sin los lentes. Los lentes being the noun, the glasses. And then lo hice sin pensar. So I did it without thinking. And notice, again, pensar is in the infinitive form. Esto todos. Pero gracias por su tiempo y que tenga un buen día.